morning, ladies and gentlemen. I am Sergeant Farrell, first squad leader of 2nd Platoon, and this is an information briefing on the current operation environment in Iran, and this brief is unclassified. The purpose of this brief is to inform you all, like I said, the operational environment in Iran and how this could affect our mission. Our main key point of this brief is to go over the MESI PT analysis, and we'll dive into each factor as we go through. And by the end, I hope you all the NCOs, Battle Company 117th Infantry, understand the current state and operating environment and are ready for a possible deployment. Here are the factors of the MESI PT, and we'll go through them, starting with political. So political, Iran is an Islamic and presidential republic. It's a combination of a theocracy and democracy, and what I mean by that is that the executive and legislative branch, such as the president, he's selected by the people, but the supreme leader, who has the most power, even more than the president, is he's appointed by the Assembly of Experts. And here's the supreme leader and the president. Military. So after the defeat of Iraqi forces in 2003, Iran leveraged their forces within the Iranian armed forces and the Islamic Revolution Guard Corps. So between these two, their total military strength is around 548,000 total personnel. And as Iran prepares for threats such as U.S. and Israel, they're improving the resilience of their force, and they're increasing military capabilities, such as the further development of missile devices. Overall, the economy. In 2018, U.S. withdrew from the JCPOA, which was an organization that the United States and Iran were a part of. And because of this, they imposed unilateral sanctions, and in 2023, the inflation rate was 45%, which is pretty drastic. Overall, their defense budget in US dollars is around $53 billion, and they're rich in petroleum, natural gas, and coal. And in 2023, China was Iran's largest source of exports and imports. So as tensions rise between us and China as well, that's just another thing to look out for. And Iran is the fourth largest crude exporter of oil in the world. So if we engage in a possible conflict with Iran, we will definitely not be taking any more oil from them. Social. So in Iran, protests are a regular occurrence, and a lot of these protests advocate for women's rights and anti-regime sentiments. Furthermore, food and water insecurity is a major issue in Iran. So if we deploy to Iran, we may be engaging in some humanitarian efforts as well, such as giving the citizens of Iran more secure food and water. Furthermore, Iran has a very diverse population, but overall, it's predominantly Shia Muslim and Persian, and because of this, we do see a little bit of ethnic and religious minorities facing systematic exclusion and oppression in Iran. Information. So between 2018 and 2023, Iran has been targeted in several cyber attacks, and one of them in specific was an anti-regime message targeting the supreme leader, Ali Khamenei. And Iran has significant control over the country's media, and they have banned apps such as TikTok, Facebook, Twitter in Iran. And they're ranked 177 out of 180 countries in terms of press freedom, so that tells you another thing about the freedom of press within Iran. Infrastructure. So some critical infrastructure in Iran is the Bushehr National Nuclear Power Plant. You have many electricity grids, oil facilities, and telecommunications set up as well. And because of the natural threats such as earthquakes, we see a lot of this infrastructure getting destroyed by some natural disasters. Furthermore, the majority of Iran's population lives in urban areas, which is about 68%, and the capital, Tehran, contains over an eighth of the entire country's population, which is over 8 million people. And furthermore, Iran does have an abundance of railways, roads. They have some airports, but roads are the primary mode of transportation, as a lot of people in Iran are unable to afford other modes of transportation. Physical environment, in total it's 636,372 total square miles, and it's rough terrain, it's mountainous and desert terrain, makes it difficult for navigation. So if we were to deploy to Iran, that's something to look out for. So in our training leading up to a possible deployment, we will do a lot of our training in mountainous and desert regions, just for preparation. And one other thing is that they have subterranean environment, and this subterranean environment is used for good by the government, to fight off extremist organizations. But extremist organizations such as the True Believers have taken advantage of some of the subterranean environment and have been launching attacks on various parts. The time, Muslims base Ramadan and their entire calendar on a lunar cycle, and this causes it to move 10 to 11 days earlier every year. And their harvest cycle usually starts in May and lasts through about August. And here are some just key holidays and their dates according to our calendar. So if we were in Iran for an operation, these are probably some dates we'd like to avoid, just because there's probably going to be heavy congestion, and there's going to be a lot going on during these days. So that concludes my information brief on the operational environment of Iran. Overall, we just dove into some of the METC-PT factors of Iran and how it may affect our mission and training leading up to it. Are there any questions? Thank you.